Hey everyone, welcome to Code Harmony. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem ID 2698. Find the punishment number of an integer. This question has been asked in Google and it's a very good question on recursion. So we'll be utilizing our recursive thinking to solve this challenging problem. Let's have a look on the problem statement. Here, the problem statement itself says that we are given an integer. Given a positive integer n, and we have to return the punishment number of n. An integer will be given to you. You just have to return a punishment number, another integer. Now what is punishment number? Punishment number of n is defined as sum of the squares of all integer I, such that I is from this range 1 to n, and the value of n is also going till 1000. So punishment number is sum of squares of all integers I, such that I is in this range, and the decimal representation of I into I can be partitioned into contiguous substrings such that the sum of integer value of these substrings are equal to I. The problem itself is very confusing, so I will explain it in a very easy manner. See, first of all, what is given to us? Given is value n. N is an integer from this range. That's perfectly clear. And from range 1 to n, both inclusively, we have to find all the values I made, let's say from 1 to n. If value of n is 50, then say 20, 30, 40, and what all the values between this range. For every this range, we have to find the punishment number. And how do we find the punishment number? Punishment number is equal to sum of square of all integer I. Punishment number is equal to sum of square of all integer I from this range, such that I is from this range. This condition is true. Second condition is the decimal representation of I into I. So we were having I, and the decimal representation of I into I is something like I into I, and then converting it to the integer. And then what else? Partition into contiguous substring, such that they are saying that for this I value we have to get I into I, and then for I into I value we have to partition this value. Let's say I value is 7. Then what is I into I? I into I is 49. And then we have to partition 49. Consider this value as a string. And how do we partition it? Just make a cut. If I just slice from here, then what are the other values? Value from the left side is 4 and value from this side is 9. Sum of these values are 13. And this 13 is not equal to this I. It means this condition is false. So what this condition is saying? For every I, just find the value of I into I and then make some slices, and then sum of these values should also be I. So this is my second step. Now decimal representation of I into I can be partitioned into contiguous substring. Value of this I partitioned into contiguous substrings such that such that the sum of integers values of the substring. This value I just partition, and then consider these value as an integer. Integer 1, integer 2, integer 3, and sum of these integers should be equal to I. This I. So I started with I. If finally I am getting into I, landing on I, then the second condition is also true. And first condition is nothing, just the range of I. So if that is fulfilling, if I is fulfilling both of these conditions, then I is valid and I will be added to my punishment. And how it is getting added? Sum of squares of all integer I. Let's say we have chosen all the i's from 1 to n. That is I1, I2, I3. Then answer is, what is answer? Answer plus equal to I into I for all of these 3 i's. This is going to be my answer. Now let me give you a real world Now let me give you a valid example. Let's say if we are picking 5, then the range is 1 to 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and from this range we have to pick a value. Let's say I'm picking the 5 itself, 5 as a I, whether it is valid or not. Then what I have to do is make it a double, I into I. This is a string, and now I have to make a partition, make a cut. I don't have any other option. I have to cut from 2. So the two values I am getting is 2, and then second one is 5. Convert this value into integer. Integer are 2 plus 5. Converting to integer, then summation of all the substrings. Then this value is equal to 7. And now I have to check this value with the I, whether these two values are same or not. If they are not same, then this is not a valid I. We don't want to include in our answer. But let's say the range is something like from 1 to 10. If value of n is equal to 10, and we are still on the understanding the problem statement phase. The range will go from 1 to 10. This is the range. Let me pick a value. Let's say I'm picking 9. Then 9, I is equal to 9. What is I into I? I into I is 81. If I just make a slice and I'm slicing it using after index 0, then it will become like this. This is a string and these two are the substrings. Converting it to the integer, it will become 8. It will become 1. Adding all of these values, then again it is becoming 9. Great. So I equal to 9 is a part of our punishment number. So let's say our punishment number is answer. Okay. Initially the punishment is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the possibilities. These are the candidates which can be get added into our punishment. Okay. So we are going to start from 1 to 10. In the case of 1, double is 1, and then sum of the digit is, we'll come to this range later on. Firstly, I hope you have understood that that if I take 9 as a I, it is a valid I, or I can say true. In this case a true. So answer plus equal to 9 I should do. But this is just for just a random number. What is the whole range of 1 to 10? That is from 1 to 10, and let's see whether it is working or not. So for 1, I'm just making it a double. Double is 1 into 1, which is again 1, right? And if I just make a slice, like let's say here, or maybe we are not making a slice, then the integer is becoming 1. Okay. Then this 1 and this 1 is true. So this is true. What about 2? 2 into 2 is 4. And if I just make a slice, I'm not able to make a slice. So the 4 is not equal to 2. This is false. What about 3? 3 into 3 is 9. I did not make a slice because I'm not allowed to do that. 9. Do the slices. Slices are 9 itself. So converting 9 to integer, that is 9. 9 is not equal to 3. That is also false. If we just keep on checking, all will be false until 9. So 1 is true and the 9 is also true. We just check here. What about 10? Let's check for the 10 as well. 10 is our I. We are assuming that whether, let's say, consider the value 10, and now we will check whether the 10 is a valid candidate or not. For 10, what I have to do is I have to make I into I. It means 10 into 10, that is equal to 100. Now let's say this is my string and I have to make slices of this string. How I can make the slices? Let's say one possibility is something like I am after index 0, I am cutting it, I am making a slice. In this case, what are sum of all the numbers, all the integers representing by this slice? 1 plus 0, this is 0, that is 1, and 1 is not equal to 10, so this condition is not going to give me anything. What is the second option? Second option is something 1 0 then slice then 0. In this case, if I convert this 10 to integer, it will be 10 plus 0, which is 10. Okay, here if I just have a look, this 10 is equal. Now it means that I can slice this s value in such a way that sum of integer value of its substrings is equal to I. This is the sub problem that we have to do actually. And is there any other possibility? If I don't make any slice, 1 0 0, don't make any slice, or let's say slicing from here to here. In this case, the value is 100 itself. So it's not equal to that value. So no result from this slice, no result from this slice, but we are able to get that from this slice. It means I am getting an idea that I have to check all the slices, all the combinations of slices, all possibilities of slices. If I check all the possibilities, I will also be checking on all the values, and this value is I. What is the valid range of I? I value will go from 1 to n, both inclusively. Now, yeah, this is our problem statement. And if I tell you that how we are going to do, so just write a template function, considering that you have some kind of utilities. So we are given n. Starting here, we are building our approach. We are given n, and we have to find the penalty number of n. Penalty number of n means finding all the values of I. Let's say in this case, value of I will go from 1 to n. So I definitely have to write a loop for I is equal to 1, and I will go till n. Now I have the current I value. I will see whether I should be added to my answer or not. For that, let's say I am having an answer. Answer is my penalty number. Now I need to check whether this is a valid I or not. If it is valid, it means that it is a valid candidate, should be added to my answer. Then my answer should be incremented by I into I. This is nothing given in the problem statement, right? So this is my if condition, and this is my for loop. And after this for loop, what I have to do is I just have to return my answer. Perfect. Now we are done with the solution. In this case, you are able to implement everything. You are able to implement this answer equal to 0. Perfect. From 1 to n, a loop, and then capturing answer if it is valid. Here, if you just make a note that this valid function is required to you. You can assume for now it's a helper or utility function. So this util function, if you have, you will be able to get the answer. Okay. Now the problem is reduced to finding this utility function. Rest of the thing you can do by your own. I'm damn sure about that. Or what is this valid function? Valid function is something. What is the input? Input is I. Input is I. And what I have to validate is double this value I into I, and whether I'm just making a split and then adding all of the substrings, I'm getting the target which is equal to I. So let's say this is some kind of operation I'm having to do. This is my answer and this is my input. Instead of this, let's take this as an input. And what I have to do is, for this operation, I need to see whether I will be able to get this I from I into I string or not. Valid or not. Just stay with me. If you are not able to understand it, I will just explain it to you in a better way. See, our problem is reduced that I into I we are having. So we are having some kind of value which is I into I. And what is our target? Target is I. And what operation we have to do is we have to make slices on I into I and then just get the sum of those slices and see whether that is equal to I or not. But so in the end we are going to return Boolean value. So this is input, and in this case let's say we are having some kind of helper function. Helper function, you can say that okay, recursive function, that might be our recursive function. So let's say this I into I is equal to S. This is my string. This is my string. If let's say the string is something like this, for 10 it was 100. In this string you are allowed to slice it from any position after any index. Let's say this is the string, you can slice it from here, or if you don't want you can slice it from here, or you don't even slice it. Maybe you're coming at this position or this position. It means that you have to check all the possibilities, and whenever we check all the possibilities we try to think recursively or maybe some kind of backtracking approach. But in this case let's try to firstly understand the exact utility sub problem that we have to solve. So this is S. String is given to us, and then this is I. What is this? This is the target value. String value is given to us, target value is given to us, and apart from that, for this string I have to start from this position and I have to keep on capturing the slices, maybe this slice or this slice or this slice. So we are going from left to right direction, but we are capturing some portion. I also might require IDX, and this is my solution function, and this solution function is definitely going to return Boolean. It means for this string, is it achievable to achieve target value by doing some operation? So this is something we have to do. So this is our helper function. If we know this, so instead of valid I, we can just write this. In the valid I, from I, this S is prepared using I, T is prepared using I, IDX is 0. So we can make this call. Now the problem is reduced, that from S I need to achieve target T. How do I do this? In this case, let's say I was having 100. So for 100 I was starting from index 0. This is my index 0. Okay, I will be considering index 0 first. If I consider index 0, my state will look like this. I have considered 1 and the remaining string is 0 0. But if I consider these two values, my string will be this and the remaining portion is 0. If I consider all three values, my string will be nothing, because I have considered all the values and my index is pointing to this value. And in this case my index is pointing to, starting from this, I have considered 1 and now index should point to this one, index should point to this one, index should point to this one. Now these are the three possibilities if I am cutting a piece from starting. So this is, you just try to think of it as your problem statement. This is our P, problem statement, that you are given a string and you have to start from the starting of the string until the end if you are able to make some cut and achieve the value of target T. This is our problem statement. And after one step, we are able to break this problem into three subproblems. And in that subproblem, this is some kind of operation we did. If I just have a look on this portion is something, you are given some kind of string. In this case, string is 0 0, some kind of string. And on this string, starting from some index till the end of the string, whether you are able to achieve some target value or not. Okay, so this subproblem and problem and subproblem is of same nature. So we are definitely going ahead with this recursion and fulfill our recursive approach. In this case, firstly, I just captured 1. See, if you have already captured 1, then what is your next target value? T dash is equal to 10 minus 1, which is 9. And the S dash is equal to 0, 0. And what is index? Index is 1 in this case. So you have the values of the next subcalls. So in this way you keep on making the calls. But you have to realize that when you are reaching end of the string, you won't be able to get any value. At this moment, you should be knowing that your target value has reached 0. And after every step, we are reducing something from target. Got it? Just simple recursion. If you are not able to understand recursion, or you just try to watch it again and or solve a couple of problems on recursion. Now let me show you the code for this. Or maybe let's say do it completely. 100 we are having. 100 we are having, and we are starting from 0 and the target is 10. So this is going to be our call. 100 and the target value is 10, index is 0. This is my starting call. And after one step, what I'm going to do is I will keep on considering how much portion I can consider. I can consider 1 character, I can consider 2 character, I can also consider 3. It means that I am going to use a for loop to pick a portion. Pick a portion with 1 character, 2 character, and so on. If I pick a portion of 1 character, I have picked 1. Okay, 1 is picked. Now in this case, what is the reduced value? Subcall I'm going to make is, now the string will become 0, 0 and the target will become 10 minus 1, which is 9, and index will become 1. Right? So in this case, we are picking 10 values. So the target will be reduced by 10. So it will become solution. Remaining string is 0, target is 0, and index is 2. And so on. So in this case itself, like we are just going to consider first 0 and second 0. Every time it is 0. So none of the subcode is going to give me any answer. So let's say in this case, I'm just considering 0. If I'm considering 0, next step, the portion of the string will be something like this. Portion of the string will be like this. And then 0 again, the index is 3. Okay, so index is 3 and this is 0. Now just look on these two portion, this one and this two. Here string is used completely, because if we are slicing it, we have to use every single portion. And then this is the target is also achieved. In this case, return true, otherwise return false. Now you also have to look on the constraints that you are not using strings. See, if you are having a string, this one, you don't have to create a new string again. Don't create the new string again. Just can maintain a pointer idx that's starting from this position, or not the idx, you are making a for loop. For loop means, let's say for j is equal to 0, j less than n. Or instead of 0, I can start it from idx. J equal to idx. Here idx is 0. So let's say j is pointing here. I want this portion. J is pointing here. I want this portion considering all the arrows. I want this portion. So in this case you can go. Checking all the possibilities, and later on after writing the code we will see whether we can apply the memorization or not. So currently we are definitely going ahead with the recursion. Now let's have a look on the code. Let's try to write code, or maybe you will be able to understand while I'm writing the code. Let's start writing the code. First of all, we must be aware that we have to capture some i's from this range. So I will be capturing in a variable, answer is equal to 0. Ultimately we have to return answer, and that loop I is equal to starting from 1 and going till n, I plus plus. And what I have to do this, I need some kind of valid function, valid I. In this case what I will do, answer plus equal to I into I. This is something we have to do. And now what is our validate function? Instead of valid function, I was writing some helper function, which is solution taking up string. What is the string? Let's prepare the string. String s is equal to integer dot toString of I into I. Now your string is prepared. Let's write the string over here. S is this. What is the target? Target is my I. Now what is the integer we are starting? That is 0. So this is the utility function call, and if this function is returning true, then I'm just capturing the value of I, otherwise not. Let's prepare the utility function boolean solution, and then string s integer target integer idx. When my recursion is getting over, if idx is equal to s dot length, in this case my answer is true, return true. Only if target is 0, return true. That is fine, but we also had to take care of some kind of pruning. If target is going beyond 0, there is no need to check, directly return false. Now we have to capture some portion from the string. If I have to capture some portion from the string, let's say capture till j, and j will be initialized with idx. See, if the string is something like this 1100, and this portion is already processed, now idx is at this, or I should not always be 0, always it will be 0 only for the starting call. So capture till idx plus 1 till idx and so on. So this is something you have to visualize in your mind. J is equal to idx, and in the end j plus plus, and j is less than s dot length. This is the portion. It means I have captured till j. If I have captured till j, let's say the string is 1 2 3, captured till j, this is till j. So this portion I need to get the value. And how do I get the value? Just get the value out of string. Value is equal to value into 10 plus current character. Current character is s dot char at j. S dot character at j. So let's say if the string is 100 and you are capturing first character, 0 into 0 plus 1. Okay, great. And in the next iteration I am capturing till this. So 1 is already captured. So 1 into 10 plus 0. Awesome. This is working fine. And now what I have to do is I have captured some value and captured some portion as well. Now the remaining part is being handled by this value. Now target will be reduced by value for sure. And what is this current j? J plus 1. See, till j I have captured. Let's say first value I have captured, and then j plus 1 is going to become the next idx. What is the string? Then target value will be updated, and after that j plus 1 you have to check. And what is this value going to do? This value is going to see that currently we have done some slices. That one slice is done, and from the remaining string, if you do some slices, are you able to just make the target 0 or not? If the subcall is going to return true, in this case return true, otherwise return false. Okay, but now the character is character type, but I need to convert it to the integer, so -0. So first character is 1, 0 into 0 plus 1, and the next time 1 into 10 plus 0. Okay, so this is the whole recursion. Now I think the code is done. Let's submit. Let's test our sample test cases. Sample test cases, it is working fine, and now let's submit it. It got submitted successfully. I hope you have understood the approach. If you get any doubt, you can comment down below. And now you must be wondering that This is a recursive function, and this recursive function is being called how many times? N number of times. For every n we are going to call this helper function, and the value of n will go till 1000. So maybe this utility is being called 1000 times. If you want to apply the memorization, what I have done is I have taken a DP array. I have taken a DP array of boolean size, and then just memorize before returning and use the memorization before processing. That's all. I hope you understood the approach. If you get any doubt, you can comment down below. Thank you guys. Bye bye.